Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Mr. Novak, as well as Mr. Torciello. In each episode, we dive into conversations with people who are nominated by teachers or admin at RHS that bring unique perspectives, skills, inspiration to our school and beyond. Today, our two guests were actually nominated by our principal, Miss Baxter, and she chose, drumroll please, Carly Ellemeyer and Scarlett Cantata. Here we go. We are going to start off by giving some positive praise about each of you, and I'm sure this is only a few of the many reasons that Miss Baxter pointed you two out. So I'm going to start with you, Scarlett. I think that, Scarlett, I've known you actually now for, since you were a sophomore maybe? Did I have you? Yeah. Ever since then, I feel like you're just super easy to talk to. You're a great student. Your friends speak highly of you. Anyone that I talk to, all of your teammates on the cheer team. Your family talks highly of you, obviously. I think that's just a testament to your character, that you talk highly of your family. And I just think that you're someone that you're going to be successful no matter what you end up doing, and I'm just looking forward to that. And I'm just glad to have you in the building. And it's just crazy that you're already a senior. So
thank you, Mr. Novak.
Of course.
So for Carly, I never had Carly in class. I had both your sister and your brother. But I feel like, and when I was talking to Miss Baxter about you, I feel like you are the mastermind behind everything that exists here at Randolph. I feel like no matter what event we're looking at, whether it be the pep rally or it be class videos, it be assemblies or whatever it might be, like Carly Ellemeyer's name is in the fold, and it's always a cornerstone to whatever structure is going on. So that's, how you have time in a 24-hour day cycle to get everything that you get done is beyond me. But when she had mentioned your name of being a potential guest, I really didn't think of a name that was better fitted than somebody who really embodies the community feel here at Randolph by being so involved. So, testament to you, and we're happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And speaking to that of what Mr. Torciello was just mentioning there about how you're just behind the scenes, and I feel like you obviously do a ton of stuff as well, Scarlett. Our theme for this episode is actually called The Balancing Act, just because we felt like, we try to find similarities with, the people that get nominated, and you two, to Mr. Torciello's point, you guys balance so well, and you make it happen regardless, whether keeping your grades high, keeping your friendship level high, your family values close, right? So there's just a lot going on, and you guys are able to find a way just to kind of make it all work, to make it all gel. So with that being said, I guess my first question is, what's one thing about school that you are most passionate about, just because you have so much going on and you're involved in so much?
I can take this one. So for me, it's definitely like the whole aspect of media, like everything to do with it. I feel like I'm really involved in all aspects of it, whether that be our morning show or Ramparts, which is just like we go and film like school events. We make packages for the morning show just for YouTube. Whether it's like this podcast, literally I'm taking over, the journalism, the school newspaper. I'm the editor of the multimedia section. Like, I just love all aspects of like what Randolph has to offer with media, and it makes me really excited to come here and do stuff involving that every day.
Love it. That makes sense. Scarlett?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
How do you balance your life?
And what are you most passionate about specifically in Randolph, since you're involved in so much?
Well, since I was a freshman, I've been in so many extracurriculars, especially cheer. And cheer has always been just a huge part of my life. I have it every day after school, and then I come home, and then I have coaching, because I do volunteer coaching outside of school for like 3 hours, and it totals like 300 hours per year. So I'm definitely passionate about cheer, but I always have to find time to, get my schoolwork done. And that's when I start to focus on like what's important to me. And school always comes before any extracurriculars for me.
So you're saying school, Carly, you're talking about the media aspect of it, and then, Scarlett, you're talking more like academic-based stuff. Would you say that academics is a passion of yours? Like, do you like being inside of the classroom, learning, being a part of that classroom community?
I love having like hands-on learning and like in-depth learning. That's why I love science, because in there you get the labs and you get to work with other people and like objects, and it helps you just understand and focus more in that environment. So that's actually what I want to go to college for, because I just love being able to work like one-on-one with somebody, being able to like ask my own questions and solve them by myself.
So a follow-up question to that then, that passion that you're finding within the classroom of, being more hands-on, that deep style of learning, how do you think that impacts your effort then and your perspective on the extracurriculars? And then, to counter that with Carly as well, the passion that you find within media and your extracurriculars at school, how do you transfer that passion then to other aspects of your school career, like academics, sports, whatever it might be, or even outside of it? How do you feel like those passions impact the things that are kind of peripheral in your life?
So I think going off of like what Scarlett says, like I really also value academics. Like I think I find a lot of joy in like succeeding academically. So like I find myself at the library, at the Randolph Public Library most days after school, just getting work done. But I think the effort that I put in academically, like I see that it pays off with my grades. So I then turn and put that effort into everything else I do. I do theater at Del Barton. We're in a show right now, guys. I'm plugging it. Come see The Mystery of Edwin Drood, January 31st. But I think seeing how when I put in the extra work and the extra time every day after school academically, if I then take that notion that I can put in that amount of work and that amount of effort into my other activities like theater and get the same results of like success and feeling proud of myself and knowing that I put in as much work as I'm going to get out of it.
So the way I like to be like involved in class, I like to be involved, in my extracurriculars. I like to be the leader there. So like this year and last year I was captain of my team. And a lot of the coaches, a lot of the girls always look to me for like trust and for leadership. And I was always the first one to, send out videos, to call them, ask them if they needed help. I went over to their houses, taught them stuff that they needed to know so they were prepared on time. I just like being the one person like that can bring everybody together and everybody just feels comfortable to where they are and they're comfortable to ask me for help and everybody can just rely on me.
I love that, and I've seen that in Tomorrow's Leaders. Carly, I wish I had you. But that makes sense, and thank you both for sharing that. And that actually also reminds me of a quote, specifically in what you said there, because it all relates, right? And that quote is, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're going to be passionate about one thing and you go all out, that's going to relate, right, to those other things that you end up doing. And you guys seem to do that naturally, which I think is amazing. Next question for you is, now that you're both seniors, what is something at Randolph that you feel you're going to miss the most? Is it the relationships with the teachers? Is it just like the extracurriculars here, certain friends? What is it? What are you going to miss the most? What are you going to value now?
I think mine is definitely my relationship with my teachers. Like throughout my 4 years of high school, I can name probably on my hand 5 teachers that I had and
give them a shout out.
Give them a shout out. Well, my personal favorites, Miss Canfield.
I knew you were
her. Miss Kessel, Mr. Douglas. Who else did I have? Miss Poma. This year I love Miss Coppola.
Miss
Sterling, obviously the media teacher. Miss Fennell, the journalism teacher.
You're just naming every teacher in Randolph.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Except for us. No.
Guys, I didn't have you.
No, I'm just kidding.
You were depraved of me as a student.
You're, of course, super appreciative, which is amazing.
My favorite part of high school was probably the relationships I had with my teachers because it made it really easy for academic success because I never felt worried about going to them when I had a question. I never felt pressured if I felt like I couldn't finish something on time. And they really made my experience enjoyable. And I think like the harder the teacher was academically too, the more challenged I felt. So that was a really interesting dynamic to have. Like some of my favorite teachers, I got the worst grades in their class, but it was because they were always pushing me to be better. And that was something I really, really valued that I'm looking forward to in college, but I'm also going to miss seeing those teachers every day.
So really quick follow-up question before you go, Scarlett. Was this like the relationship you have with your teachers? Was that something that came natural to you or is it something that you had to work towards?
So It depended on the class. English, I'm like more humanities compelled. Oh, shout out Miss Corley too. I love her. And Zavala. I was always more humanities compelled. So I succeeded academically more in my English classes and my history classes. I always took an extra history AP class, and Miss Kenya. I always took an extra history AP class because that was something I was really passionate about. And I felt those relationships came really easy because I would do well in the class, and then the teacher would feel comfortable calling on me because they knew I knew what I was talking about, or like I would do really well on the homework or something. But my STEM related classes, I felt like I had to work for more of a relationship. Like at the beginning of the year last year, me and Mr. Douglas, we were not friends. We would beef, we would argue. Like I never got my work done. I was not doing well in his class. Like my grades were not good. And around the midterm last year is like the turnaround when I figured out if I came in for lunch, if I put in the extra effort that was, required for a higher level math course. It was pre-calc, guys. It was not that high, but for a higher level math course, then my efforts would pay off, and he would see that I'm putting in the effort, so he'd be more inclined to help me, and kind of our relationship like warmed up from there. And now he literally wrote one of my letters of recommendation. I feel like we have a really good relationship with each other now. So it really just depended on the subject.
Scarlett, what are you going to miss the most?
I'm going to miss like just making new friends. Every year I'm in different classes with so many different people, and I feel like every year I just make the most, not even random, but like random friendships with like a bunch of people, and I just get so close to so many different people, which is why I have such like a big group of people around me to support me, because I just always meet new people and become close to them. And that's classes was one of the only reasons me and Carly became so close. We were not friends freshman year. Well, we knew each other. We cheered together in like middle school, but we had every class together sophomore year, and now we're actually like inseparable. Is
there anyone that happened this year, since you said it happens often, that you want to give a shout out to, that you're grateful for the friendship that you...
I've always been friends with Jack Manolis, but this year Jack's just...
All right, shout out to Jack Manolis. Almost in all of my
classes, especially, lit. No, but he has helped me a lot this year. Kind of.
All right, love it.
So one last final follow-up question there.
Yep, final question, and then we're going to get to the game.
You got it. And I love that you're talking about like the connections that you make with other people, and in particular, right, classmates. And I feel like a lot of students, especially underclassmen, right, really struggle with trying to talk to other people in the room. And for one reason or another, regardless if it's just because it's a skill they haven't developed yet, or they're uncomfortable with speaking to another person, or they haven't been in that situation before, you're able to do that. You make that connection. You're fearless in that regard. What is a piece of advice that you could give anybody in the school that would help them find something to connect with another person in class?
I would say, like, as cliche as it sounds, just be yourself, because you never know, like, the stuff that you may find, like, weird that you think about yourself, other people may like it. Like, I never talked about, like, I had some friends in class that read Percy Jackson and watched the new Percy Jackson on Disney Plus, but like none of my friends would watch it, so I wouldn't talk about it to them. But they were talking about it, so I talked about it to them, and that's how like we grew close together. And they aren't people I would usually talk to, but just like finding stuff that you like can always be something that like you have in common with other people. Like, don't be afraid to just be yourself, because if you're not, you're never going to be able to like expand your horizon and find new people to connect with.
Oh, okay. For me, it's interesting because I came into high school kind of not with that many friends, and I feel like I'm walking out with a totally new friend group with new people surrounding me to support me. And I think part of getting to there and part of getting to a point where I feel comfortable talking to people, because that's, I feel like, not how I started out, was just to talk to people. Like, if you're quiet, everyone else around you isn't going to reach out. Like, you have to be the catalyst to kind of make those connections with people. But also, they're struggling with the same thing. They also want, like, what people don't realize is they also are looking for friends. Like, you're not alone in the regard that you're the only person looking to make connections with people. And like what Scarlett said about bonding over specific things that maybe aren't so heavily discussed, like, that's such a big part of making friends. And even like, I'm a part of a bunch of different clubs, and I feel like a lot of the friends I found were through those clubs. So like I wasn't in classes with these media kids, but as soon as I had a club with them, now I have a whole like 30 kids and a bunch of underclassmen looking up to me, and like I talk to them on the daily, and that's a connection I wouldn't have otherwise. So definitely joining clubs, and not being afraid to reach out to people because they're just as afraid to reach out to you. So make the first step.
I like that. Thank you two so much for sharing that. We are going to now end with, at the end of each episode, we end up doing some sort of like just fun game, relaxed. We're going to do one this time with you two. It's called Ram Rapid Fire. We are going to make this a little competition. It is going to be one question, or I'm sorry, I have a total of 15 questions here, and we're going to make a little fun competition. Whoever gets the most points will win. All right. So, we're going to go from there. Coach T, you got the paper.
Yeah,
Please
I'll keep track of score.
Keep track of score. Whoever says the right answer first. All right. It's going to go pretty quick. All right. So right after whoever says the answer, I'm going to go on to the next one. So what movie features the song Let It Go?
Frozen.
Scarlett. Who sings the song Anti-Hero?
Taylor Swift.
Ty.
Give them both.
Yep, give it to them both. What Marvel superhero has a shield made of vibranium?
Captain America.
Oh, wow. She's on it. You're a Marvel fan.
I am. It's my college essay.
Oh, wow. Love it. You're going to have to tell us about that later. What TV show features the characters Eleven and Hopper?
Stranger Things.
Ty again. Wow. What video game is known for the phrase Victory Royale?
Fortnite.
Shout out OG Fortnite.
All right. Next category here. This is just general knowledge. What planet is known as the red planet?
Mars.
Jupiter. No.
Mars is correct.
Snapchat.
Wait, are you a science major?
You two, lock in. What's the capital of the United States?
Washington, D.C.
Very good.
Probably
What's the largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific.
Be more Pacific.
Oh, very good. Be more. Very
Get a
good.
cheer going.
Oh yeah.
Don.
All right. Next question. Sorry, this laughter is long. How many sides does a hexagon have?
6.
I should know that.
What is the freezing point of water in degrees Fahrenheit?
32.
I think Carly said that
I
slightly before.
think she did.
All right, last category. 5 more questions. How many players are on a basketball team during a game?
6.
I have
5.
no idea.
4.
It's 5. Very good. Don't you cheer for basketball?
I quit. Sorry, guys.
All right. What's the name of the fairy in Peter Pan?
Tinkerbell.
Ooh, I think it's called.
Yeah, it was Carly.
What animal is known for saying ribbit?
Frog.
Frog?
How many legs does a spider have?
6. What the? Sorry, guys.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, no. How many?
It's
8.
It's 8 legs.
Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know what 6.
All right. Last one. What color are Smurfs?
Blue.
Tie.
Carly is the winner.
Wow. How close was it?
Not close.
She won all the questions that had to do with like science.
11 to 8.
Oh, that
Guys, I'm
was
a
reasonable.
communications media major. Shout out Miss Poma for my science knowledge. And Dr. Mole.
Oh, don't.
And Miss McCarthy.
All right, everyone. So that wraps up episode 4. Thank you two so much again, Carly, Scarlett. You two are awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening.